The story of silver in the economy. Welcome to Economic Story Channel, where we tell captivating economic and historical stories about economics, not just limited to isolated events or dry timelines, but a tight-knit connection explored and analyzed in depth. Many believe that macroeconomics has little impact on our personal and family lives, or that macroeconomic knowledge is lofty and boring. However, macroeconomics is far more fascinating, and it affects our lives every day, every hour, whether we realize it or not. As its influence spreads, we not only notice it, but will also discuss it for a long time. Join Economic Story Channel to explore today's fascinating story, the story of silver in the economy, why silver is cheaper than gold. In the glittering world of precious metals, gold always steals the spotlight. This metal is considered the uncrowned king, the ultimate symbol of wealth, and the final refuge when financial storms strike. Whenever the price of gold moves, the world seems to hold its breath. But in the dazzling aura of gold, there is a sibling, a quiet companion with immense power, capable of shaping investment scenarios and reflecting the starkest truths about the economy. That is our protagonist, silver. The use of the term money in daily communication is no coincidence. Pegging currency value to a physical metal like silver or gold became too rigid and impractical. For much of human history, it was silver, not gold, that served as money, the lifeblood of daily transactions. But despite its prominence, why is silver's value now ranked below gold? What is silver truly worth? And more importantly, when silver's price soars or plummets, what is it telling us about inflation, growth, fear, and the hopes of the global economy? In the following sections, we will explore the qualities that have made silver a treasure, trace its history through monetary eras, analyze its role in modern investment portfolios, and learn to listen to the macroeconomic messages it quietly signals. A note to our audience: this is not investment advice. Now, let's dive into the main content of the article. Why is silver considered a precious metal? To understand silver's value, we must start with its natural properties. Silver is not only beautiful, but also possesses near-perfect characteristics. It is the metal with the highest electrical and thermal conductivity, surpassing gold and copper. Silver is also relatively malleable and ductile, allowing artisans to craft exquisite items, from luxurious tableware to sparkling jewelry. Under normal conditions, silver is a noble metal, chemically relatively inert and resistant to strong oxidation. Though its beauty may be tarnished by exposure to sulfur compounds in the air, silver retains its value. With a density higher than most common metals, silver feels substantial, offering a certainty that is hard to counterfeit by alloying with cheaper metals. However, it is significantly lighter than gold. This property makes crafting large items or transporting high-value quantities more flexible and easier. But silver's value stems not only from its physical properties, but also from a philosophical perspective on value, rooted in the scarcity dictated by nature. Silver constitutes only about 0.08 parts per million in the Earth's crust. Though more abundant than gold, most silver reserves exist as low-grade ore or at depths nearly inaccessible. Over thousands of years, humanity has exhausted nearly all near-surface silver sources. Mining silver today requires delving deeper into the earth, incurring higher costs in technology, labor, and risk. Every ounce of silver brought to the surface is a reminder of its finite supply. It is estimated that over 1.7 million tons of silver have been discovered throughout human history. Currently, about 600,000 tons remain unmined. An intriguing question arises: why can't humanity use reactors to create silver? In theory, humans could transform other elements into silver through nuclear reactions. In practice, however, this process is extremely complex and requires vast amounts of energy, making the cost of producing a single ounce of synthetic silver far greater than mining it from ores in Peru or Mexico. Silver cannot be printed like paper money or mass-produced in factories. Thus, it retains the true aura of a precious metal. Silver in monetary history and financial systems. For thousands of years, silver was not just a precious metal, it was money. If gold was the king of international transactions and royal treasuries, silver was the king of everyday life, the lifeblood flowing through markets, cities, and civilizations. From around 3000 BC, the Sumerians in Mesopotamia used silver and gold as measures of value, with silver being more common in daily transactions. From there, the reign of silver began. Silver coins became the standard medium of exchange across civilizations from Asia to Europe. The most iconic and glorious was the Piece of 8 of the Spanish Empire, minted from vast silver quantities mined from the mountains of the New World. This coin became the first global currency in history, widely accepted from European ports to American colonies and bustling markets in China. In the East, silver ingots and coins also played a crucial role, forming the backbone of trade along the Silk Road. In the 19th century, silver's reign reached its zenith. Many powerful empires operated under a silver standard or bimetallic standard, where the value of national currencies was pegged to a fixed amount of silver or a fixed gold-to-silver ratio. However, the late 19th century witnessed a coup in the monetary world. The rise of industrial powers, particularly the British Empire and the newly formed German Empire, tilted the balance of power toward gold. A decisive turning point came with Germany's abandonment of silver in favor of the gold standard starting in 1871, after the establishment of the German Empire and its victory in the Franco-Prussian War. The massive war reparations paid by France to Germany in gold provided Berlin with the resources needed to establish a new gold-based monetary system. The German Coinage Act of 1871 formally initiated this process. Germany's subsequent dumping of vast silver reserves onto the global market caused a supply shock, severely depressing silver prices. This event, combined with the U.S. Congress passing the Coinage Act of 1873, ended the free coinage of silver, sparking a financial and political crisis dubbed by silver advocates as the crime of 1873. From then on, other major powers followed suit. Gold, with its condensed value and stability, was deemed more suitable for an era of global trade and industry. Silver was swiftly dethroned, relegated to a secondary role. Its price plummeted relative to gold, triggering crises and heated political debates, such as the free silver movement in the U.S. Silver's abdication was complete in the 20th century. Economic crisis and 2 world wars demanded that governments have flexible money, supplies to fund military spending and recovery programs. Pegging currency value to a physical metal like silver or gold became too rigid and impractical. The decisive milestone marking the end of an era of metal-backed currencies was on August 15, 1971. When U.S. President Richard Nixon announced on television the complete end of the dollar's convertibility to gold. This decision, known as the Nixon shock, terminated the Bretton Woods system and officially ushered in the era of fiat currency worldwide. Since then, no currency has been directly backed by gold or silver. Their value is determined by trust in the issuing government and the laws of the free market. In the modern era, silver has shed its purely monetary role but has not disappeared from the financial system. It has found a new, more complex role. Some central banks, such as Russia, are believed to still hold silver as a strategic asset. More importantly, the silver market remains a critical risk indicator, similar to gold, but often more volatile and carrying more messages due to its dual nature. Benefits of holding silver. Though it has lost its monetary crown, silver still offers unique benefits to investors in the modern world, making it an indispensable part of many savvy investment portfolios. First is its high liquidity and affordability for small capital. Compared to its sibling gold, the price per ounce or unit of silver is significantly lower, at times only 1/80th or 1/90th of gold's price. This breaks down capital barriers, allowing retail investors to easily access and accumulate silver over time. You don't need to be a millionaire to own a physical silver bar. Buying and selling silver is also highly flexible and liquid across global exchanges and jewelry stores. But silver's most significant advantage lies in its dual nature, referred to by analysts as dual demand. This is the most distinct and fascinating feature of silver compared to gold. About half the world's silver demand comes from industry, serving as the lifeblood of high-tech sectors, from electronics manufacturing to solar panels, electric vehicles, and medical applications. The other half comes from investment and jewelry demand. This dual demand creates a robust and flexible price cushion. When the global economy falters, safe haven demand from investors rises, supporting silver prices. Conversely, when the economy recovers, booming industrial demand becomes a powerful driver, pushing silver prices up, sometimes faster than gold. Like gold, silver is a solid shield against inflation and crisis. It is a tangible, scarce asset that cannot be printed endlessly like paper money. Thus, during periods of high inflation, when currency value erodes daily, or when geopolitical instability escalates, smart capital tends to flow into silver as a safe harbor to preserve value and purchasing power. Finally, silver is a tool for portfolio diversification. It often has a low or even negative correlation with traditional assets like stocks and bonds. When stock markets plummet, silver prices often rise. Adding a reasonable allocation to a portfolio helps mitigate overall risk, acting like a shock absorber for your asset vehicle, enabling smoother navigation through volatile economic cycles. That's the first part of topic, Story of Silver in the Economy. Thank you for listening with Economic Story Channel. See ya!